fashion lovers, welcome back to the channel. I saw this stunning dress by House of Ife on TikTok and immediately I decided to recreate it. In this video, I'll show you exactly how I made mine from start to finish. So if you would love to sew one for yourself or for your clients, then keep watching. Please do well to like this video, subscribe to the channel and drop me a nice comment. Now let's dive into the tutorial. On the paper, I have my shoulder line, the chest line, the under bust line, the waist line, and then the waist to hip line here, both for the front and the back. This part will be my front block and I'll be drafting the back block here. I have already marked my basic neckline, the shoulder slope and the armhole curve, both for the front and the back. And I also went ahead to mark the shoulder to the full length of the gown plus hem allowance. I am working with full length of 60 inches plus 2 inches hem allowance. If you do not know how to draft all these lines, that is the basic bodice block, just tell me in the comment section and I will send you a detailed tutorial on how to mark the basic bodice. Or you can join our online sewing course where I teach sewing step by step from scratch. Let us go ahead and convert this block into the dress that we are making. First of all, I'll come under the chest line and mark my bust circumference measurement divided by 4. Then on the under bust line, I'll mark my under bust circumference divided by 4. And on the waist line, I'll mark my waist circumference divided by 4 as well. On the hip line, I'll mark my hip circumference divided by 4 and then connect all the points. I'm going to take this hip measurement down to the hem. This is what I have. I will also mark the same thing at the back. Under the chest line, I'll mark my bust circumference divided by 4. On the under bust line, I'll mark my under bust divided by 4. And then on the waist line, I'll mark my waist circumference divided by 4. And then on the hip line, I'll mark my hip circumference divided by 4 and then take the hip measurement down to the hem. And I'll also connect the points from the chest line to the under bust and then to the waist and from the waist to the hip. This is what I have for my front and the back. At the back, on the waistline, I'll take out 0.75 for the zipper not to budge at the back and then connect it to the neckline and also connect to the hip line. I want to mark ½ inch out on both sides of my waistline and connect to the waist measurement in order to make sure that my zipper does not budge. So this is what I have for the back and the front. Now I'm going to mark down the halter neckline for the dress. This is my basic neckline. So I'll come on the neckline and mark down 2 inches from the shoulder line. I'll mark down 2 inches here. Then on the chest line, I'll mark down 1 inch below the chest line to connect the halter neck. You can also mark 2 inches below your chest line. Depends on how exposed you want the armhole area to be. I'm going to connect from these 2 inches below the shoulder line to that 1 inch. This is 1 inch and this is 2 inches. So I'm going to connect the 2 points. So this is what I have as the halter neck for the front. So I'm going to go over to the back and also create the halter neckline for the back, just like I have done for the front. On the shoulder line, I'll mark down 2 inches below the shoulder line. Then on the chest line, I'll mark 1 inch below the chest line and then connect the 2 points. So this is what I have now. Remember that on the dress, the upper part of this dress has pleats. So I'm going to divide what I have here for the slash and spread. Now I'm going to come on the neckline and measure the neckline and mark 1 inch for the slash and spreading. Then on here, I'm going to divide what I have here by 3. I'll divide it by 3 and mark it down here. Then go ahead and connect for the slash and spreading. I'm going to go to the back and do exactly the same thing. I will measure what I have at the neckline and divide it by 3. And then on the under bust, I will also divide what I have there by 3. Connect the points for the slashing and spreading. You can slash and spread more than 3 if you want to slash and spread more than 3. This is the top part. Let me label it. Let me say 1, 2, 3. And this is the top part of the front. To avoid confusing us so much, I want to cut out the pattern. But remember that this is the waistline. Okay, this is the under bust line, under bust and the waistline. Let me cut out the pattern. I'll start cutting from the neckline. Instead of cutting from the shoulder, I'll start cutting from the halter neckline. Cut the side. But before that, let me also cut out the back. I'll cut the neck. Now, instead of cutting from the shoulder, I will also cut from the halter neckline. So let me cut this out entirely. This is it. Now, I want to cut out the 0.75 for the zipper to lay flat at the back. Let me eliminate this dart here. Just carefully place it on top of the other dart leg and cover. Very simple, so that your zipper does not budge at all at the back. Now I'm going to carefully start cutting the sides. Let me cut out the sides down to the hem. That's it for the front. Let me cut out the back as well. Now this is what I have for the back and the front. Remember that our bodice has joining at the under bust. I'm going to go ahead and cut out from the under bust, both for the front and the back. Let me cut from the under bust for the back. This is what we have. We are going to slash and spread both for the front and the back. Now remember that the down part of this dress is gathers. What we are going to do is to determine where we want the gathers to start from by the side. Now I want to mark 3 inches up above the hip line. Okay, this is my hip line and this is 3 inches up above my hip line, and then from there I will connect to the hip line. The side has a kind of curve, so I'm going to connect from here to the hip line. You can connect from here to 1 inch above your hip line, depends on whatever shape and look as well as fit that you want. So I'll do the same thing for the back. I'll mark 3 inches above the hip line and carefully connect it to the center back like this. That means that here will be gathers for the back and here will also be gathers. And remember that the waistline has ruched effect. So that means we are going to have here ruched. So we are going to have here ruched as well, the back. For the ruched effect, I want to measure what I have here. I have 11.5. I want to divide what I have here by 4, which will give me 2.875. So I'm going to go ahead and mark the 2.875. Mark it down here, 2.875, 2.875, and this is it. I will also divide what I have from the under bust area to where the curve is starting from. The curve on the gathers is starting from, which is 9 inches. I'll divide 9 inches by 4. I have 2.25. So I'll go ahead and mark down 2.25. Now we'll connect the points for the ruched effect. So let me label it 1, 2, 3, and 4. Before that, let me cut out the gathers. Remember that the gather started from this curve. This down part will be for the gathers. Now let me go ahead and mark down what I have at the front, at the back too. I'll divide what I have from here to here. I have 10.5. I'll divide 10.5 by 4. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it down. On this side, remember I have 9. I'm going to divide 9. So I had 2.25. I'm going to go ahead and mark down the 2.25 and then connect. This is for the ruched effect at the waist area. And then this one will be for the slashing and spreading at the upper part of the bodice, and the down parts will now be gathers. Now let's go ahead and cut on fabric. For the gathers, you can decide to also slash and spread the gathers. For the gather pattern, I went ahead to divide the pattern paper by 3 and then create lines where I will slash and spread, both for the front and the back gather pattern. Now this is the fabric that I'm using for the project. This is a floral crepe. It is 3 yards of crepe, and then this is a plain crepe, 1 yard of crepe. That means I have a total of 4 yards here. If you're working with the same fabric, you can get 4 yards of fabric, but I don't have up to 4 yards of this fabric. That is why I'm combining it with the same fabric. For the cutting on fabric and stitching, I'll be uploading the cutting and sewing tutorial next on the channel. If you would like to see the cutting and sewing tutorial, just tell me in the comment section so that I'll send you the sewing tutorial link once I upload it. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed, turn on your notification bell so that once I upload the cutting and sewing tutorial, you will be notified. Thank you so much for watching today's tutorial. I'll see you in the next one.